All right. What's up, guys? Yeah, I'm sorry. I just got a lot on my mind right now. But welcome to the Wrestling Pod. I'm your host, Carlito Santiago, and today I'm here to review and talk about what went down on Monday Night Raw before before John Cena's final match that will happen on Peacock against Gunther, or known as, of course, the Ring General. If you guys can do me a favor and hit that subscribe button, drop a like, comment down below, and turn on those post notifications so you never miss a stream, I would appreciate that. So we're 5 days before, well, now 4 days before John Cena wrestles his final match in Washington, D.C. at a Saturday Night Main Event against Gunther. As, of course, Gunther cut a promo here and talked about what he's going to do to John Cena. And there's actually a John Cena timer, too, in that. So look out for that. Also, a women's division that is red hot, and a tag team title defense between with AJ Styles and Dragon Lee involved. So Gunther opened Raw. I'm going to force you to give up, Gunther warned Cena at the top of Monday Night Raw. The Ring General wasted little time sending words of warning to Cena just 5 days before competing against the Unseen 17 in his final match of his Hall of Fame career. He called it the greatest honor of his career for him to be able to compete against Cena in his final match. He vowed to crush Cena's spirit and force him to submit, quitting in his last match as a W superstar. Graded an A. I'm gonna squeeze you until every bit of hustle, loyalty, and respect has left your body. This was a stellar promo from Gunther, who has done a fantastic job setting the table, setting the stages for this big match against Cena, which is great. I'm going to do something that nobody ever managed before. I'm going to break your spirit. This was just great from Gunther. Gunther knows how to carry himself, hold himself as a superstar. And it seems like every time Gunther takes a hiatus and comes back, he's always getting something bigger. So, like, for instance, he won the World Championship. He then came back, he would hold the IC title, take a break, come back, win King of the Ring, win the world title, lose the world title, now coming back to do this. This was great usage. So Io Sky took on Kairi. Actually, I don't know if you guys like this way or this way. Actually, I'm going to keep it this way. Io Sky and Kairi Sane were in action. Of course, the rivalry between Rio and the Kabuki Warriors. I don't even want to say Rio. Ripley and Io and the Kabuki Warriors continued Monday when Sky and Kairi Sane squared off in a one-on-one action with partners Ripley and Asuka at ringside. A competitive back-and-forth match that highlighted the familiarity the two had with each other. Late, Sky delivered a German suplex on the ring apron, then launched herself off the middle rope, whipping the pirate Disney princess out at ringside. The Empress of Tomorrow attempted to interfere on behalf of her partner, but Ripley chased her off, allowing Io to recover and deliver the over the moonsault for the win. Backstage, Logan Paul asked what the Vision was going to do about Rey Mysterio slapping him last week. After Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed stepped up, the social media megastar told Paul Heyman that Mysterio business gets handled tonight. So, handing him a pair of brass knucks. And that's what led to next. As Rey Mysterio was about to come out to face Finn Balor, Logan Paul attacked him, leveling him from behind when he tried to lay the Hall of Famer out with a pair of brass knucks. Mysterio cut him off repeatedly. That is until, of course, the unknown assailant at Survivor Series, all clad in black, attacked and left Mysterio lying with a curb stomp as securities chased him off. Logan finally cold-cocked his rival, only for LA Knight to make a save. Frustrated over his own recent disappointments, LA Knight challenged Logan Paul for a match in the main event tonight. Gotta have a main event somehow, man. Graded a B, so really sets the stages. The World Tag Team Championship match, of course, between AJ Styles and Dragon Lee with the War Raiders. Well, we got a lot in this, so let's break it down, shall we? See, Styles and Dragon Lee's determination to prove themselves as fighting champions continued Monday night as they defended against former champions, the War Raiders, Eric and Ivar. All while their opponents from last week, the New Day, watched from ringside. So, obviously they had their match first, so while the champions started hot, the challengers were able to slow them down and seize control throughout the break. A hot tag to Styles, from Styles to Lee, sparked a comeback from the strength and fury of Eric and Ivar, proved to be unstoppable, with the latter delivering a moonsault onto the luchador's face. Styles had made the save, breaking up the pin, and moments later caught Ivar with a phenomenal forearm for the victory. But it's what happened after, as Grayson Waller and the New Day confronted the champions, until, of course, the Usos interrupted and headed to the square circle. The Usos had a big announcement to make. Jimmy said before revealing that they are back in the tag team division. Let's go. This is something that's always needed to happen. I'm glad that after Jay bitched and cried and moaned, he's finally going back to his brother and becoming a tag team again. Jay vowed to body the rest of the division and then issue words of warning to the New Day before laying them out and staring down the champions. I like this. We're bringing the Usos back to the tag team division. It's cool. No more Big J, no more Little J, Big Jim. We're the Usos. Get it right. We back at it. Down since day one. Stephanie Vakir cut a promo. Of course, La Primera joined Jackie Redmond in the ring for a promo where she discussed what is next for the Women's World Champion. Vakir name dropped Ripley, Bayley, Natalia, Io, and Nikki before the latter interrupted. She expressed her desire for a rematch, but before anything came of it, Raquel Rodriguez attacked and sent Bella face first into the ring post. She confronted the champion and told her to name the time and the place and vowed she would be there. So Raquel Rodriguez is not done with La Primera. And on right schedule, Morgan explained to the Prodigy backstage that if Rodriguez is challenging for the top singles title, they will be competing for the tag team titles. The next chapter of the Judgment Day ongoing tension and dissension is underway. Of course, the Master Manipulator Morgan preparing her revenge tour for somebody who got way too close to Dominic during her absence. Well, I mean, how close, really? So, we got something big, of course. Valkyria took on Roxanne Perez. See, Valkyria took on Perez and rekindled the rivalry again, so repetitiveness, we're back at. And this is going to get a B- for that repetitiveness. So, they're back in singles action, while tag team partners Bayley and Liv Morgan watch from ringside. A hot start for Valkyria was negated, entering the break as Perez sent her shoulder first into the ring steps, seizing control of the bout. But after the break, the babyface proved resilient, fighting through the pain to stay in the fight. The Prodigy, though, cut her off at every turn, preventing her from building momentum. Even late in the match, as Valkyria looked for the Nightwing, Morgan provided just enough of an interference in the form of a IRAC for Perez to capitalize and deliver the Pop Rocks for the win, which looked actually pretty nice. So I'm going to grade this a B- because, of course, we've seen this happen many times. Another vignette airing of Maxine Dupree, training with Natalia, this time getting the best of her, applying an ankle lock. I'm liking it. Gotta like it. More training videos. Perez defeats the Valkyria. Mind you, repetitiveness, so the minus comes in. And of course, actually, maybe this isn't the main event. Or no, the fucking promo. So, LA Knight and fucking Logan Paul had a match for the main event. Well, sort of. See, Paul jumped Knight before the bell, looking to get an early upper hand. It did not work as the megastar recovered, and quickly so, set out to punish his social media star opponent. Back from the break, though, Paul controlled the pace, cutting LA Knight's offense off while Paul Heyman watched in approval from ringside. The babyface eventually found an opening and battled his way back into the match, ignoring the presence of Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed at ringside to deliver his trademark top rope elbow drop. The numbers game eventually proved too much, and with interference momentarily downing Knight, the referee tossed Reed and Breakker, but as Knight pounded away at Paul at ringside, the black-clad mystery man appeared and delivered a stomp to LA Knight. The Maverick would deliver a frog splash and earn the win. They really aren't going to give us who the fucking masked person is until January 5th, huh? So we're going to have to wait that long. Really? Okay. The heels teed off on Knight from there, with Breakker delivering a spear and Reed following with two tsunamis. The heels stood tall, heading into one last commercial break, which I don't know why they would do that unless there was another match. But there isn't, because it's a promo, and it's a damn good one. Breakker spoke directly to Punk, criticizing the current version of the best in the world. He knocked his incarnation of the World Championship, then got on his knees and begged the Chicago native to rediscover the side of him from 2011 to 2013 that was rebellious, edgy, and opposed The Rock. See, Breakker continued his intense promo on Punk, warning him that he would take his wife too, which was kind of a clever, that was clever. The video captured LA Knight attempting to get back to his feet and return to the squared circle, only for Reed and Paul to head backstage to finish the job While Breakker finished his promo, the heels beat up Knight, and of course this accumulated with Bronson Reed from a backstage ledge on top of a car. Of course, Adam Pearce called for paramedics as the show came to a close. So honestly, this is going to get a B+ because honestly, I love Bron Breakker cutting a promo, wanting to take his wife and take everything from him, feeling like the real bad guy. And then to show how much more of a dominant edge that Bron Breakker has over Punk, just to show Bronson Reed tsunami fucking LA Knight on top of a car again. This is like the Braun Strowman thing. Like, this is all big and bad Braun. Dude, fucking Jesus Christ. Big bad Braun walking around. Feeling all fucking, great and shit. So, yeah. This is going to get a plus. This is a B+ right here. This is fucking great. But what was the final grade? Well, this was another strong effort from the Raw brand with the advancement of key storylines, another opportunity for Breakker to shine, and a killer promo from Gunther and Breakker. That was kept short, sweet, and to the point ahead of his match with John Cena. And of course, Breakker with his match, of course, with Punk on January 5th, the Raw debut of the new year. The brand appears to know where several stories are headed, and that makes for more coherent product, even if there are some fans who still justifiably criticize the sense of urgency with which the creative team approaches the product. Still, a good show with solid wrestling, an empathetic show closing angle. If not necessarily the cliffhanger they think it is more than enough to warrant a solid grade. Honestly, a B+. This was definitely a B+. If there's anything you should go out of your way to watch, it's Bron Breakker's promo. It's Gunther's promo. Probably the tag team championship match. Go out of your way and watch. And yeah, that's about it for Raw. But let me know what you guys think. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. This was another good episode of Raw. And this is the final Raw before we get to see John Cena one last time in Washington, D.C. Where there should be a lot of figures there for his match. Some that I won't mention, but you guys already know. So, I'm sorry I had to come out with this Wednesday. I'm still not feeling well, but I should be feeling well next week. So, I will be back on Saturday. Lewis will be here on Friday, and I will see you guys on Tuesday for the Raw review again. Until then, I will see you guys later.